Hello and welcome back to Nuzlocke Vlogs, where I play Pokemon and I talk about my life. And I'm trapped in a cutscene. Stop making me move towards Bianca. I don't want to talk to Bianca. She's kind of annoying. Like, yeah, I've played the game before. I know how these crystals work. I know how to work the crystals. Shut up, Bianca. Oh, and just walk slowly over here to do this. Huh. So yeah, last week I fucked up. I have my mic backwards, which is bad because like bad audio. And then even worse, when I went to grab the mic and flip it around so it would be good, I accidentally unplugged. Lucky egg is good. I accidentally unplugged the mic, so that's why half of last week didn't have any audio. I'm not very good at Nuzlocks, apparently. I'm kinda dumb. And who gets the lucky egg? Who's the weak one? Is it lagging a lot today for some reason? Why'd I close that? Lucky egg should at all times go with the team lead because that's the Pokemon that's gonna be getting the most experience ever. And that's gonna be you. And it is lagging a lot today. I don't know why. Let me plug my... I don't have my laptop plugged in. Maybe that's why, because it's going off of battery. Just all sorts of cord shenanigans. So, past week, I've been working on 3 videos at once. The premiere for Cold West, which I should have done a week before it's supposed to come out. The World's Finest video, which I should have done more than before I need to. And, of course, this Homestuck video essay, rewriting the ending of Homestuck, which is going to be 7 hours, which is going good. I'm a day ahead, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if I get a day ahead every week, I'll have time to get things done. Yeah, I got Homestuck 2, my segment on Homestuck 2 done. And like in that, there's gonna be people who want me to talk about some stuff more in depth. I do say at the start of the segment, I know there's a lot of Twitter drama about people who worked on this comic being assholes, and I'm not talking about that because this is literary criticism. I'm not a drama channel. I'm going to talk about how these stories work as stories and pieces of literature. That is the goal of the video, and that's what I intend to do when I talk about Homestuck 2, is talk about why it fails as a story, why it was a really, really shitty comic before it got canceled. And also the other problem with, like, if I was going to talk about the drama, I don't fucking know what to say about the drama, because so much of it is third or fourth hand accounts about one of the writers being an asshole, and like, no one ever fucking has receipts or screenshots or any evidence of this, and there's just so many different claims that I don't know what to trust. I don't know. It's probably some of it. There's probably some evidence of Kate Mitchell being a fucking asshole. She probably did some stuff to piss people off, but also, I don't know the specifics, so I don't feel confident in talking about it and putting, like, my name on this is what happened, this is why people hate this person, when I cannot verify any of it whatsoever, you know? Like, so, and like, the thing that really solidified for me, I'm not talking about the drama at all, is, so I look up, try to find some evidence of this, and I find a Tumblr post that lists out a laundry list of crimes, just a bunch of bad things that this person did, and then says here at the bottom is an Imgur link, like to the photo sharing site, a link to receipts, proof that everything I'm saying is true, that this person is a bad person. When I have the super speed on, it makes me hard to do precise movement. And that Imgur link, they fucked it up. They tried to upload like 100 photos showing all of these different crimes, all these bad things, and they accidentally only uploaded a single image to the gallery, and the single image is Kate Mitchell tweeting, I don't think Gamzee Makara is a very compelling villain, I don't think his misogyny is funny, and I think finding him sympathetic requires rereading the comic. So, like, imagine that contrast, though, that, like, someone says, this is ironclad proof that this person is a child molesting murderer, and the evidence is I don't think Gamzee's a good villain. Like, okay, it's over. I don't trust anything in this fucking post again. I don't even trust anything anyone else says because this is what you're talking about. This is what these people consider. This like stupid fandom brained bullshit is what the so much of the argument is about. So if there's any actual crimes, that's ancillary because so much of it is just dumb fucking fandom bullshit, you know? Like that post, it like had a bullet point list of crimes. Number 1, killed multiple people, drove multiple people to suicide. Number 2, thinks Vriska Circuit is a good person. Shut the fuck up. Those aren't the same fucking thing. Don't put that on the same list of bullet points. Those things are completely different in scale. One of those isn't a fucking crime. One of them is just like liking a character you don't like, and the other is murder. And the fact that you equate these as being the same thing makes you not trustworthy as a source for any of this information. I don't trust anything that post said. I don't trust that Kate Mitchell actually killed people. Maybe she fucking did, but not because Mr. I think, or Mrs. I don't fucking know the pronouns of this post, but the Tumblr user who's like, I think that she is a bad person and she should be sent death threats because she murdered people and also because she thinks Vriska is a good person. That person is so fucking off the rocker, so far from like reasonable discourse that nothing they say should be treated with any amount of credibility whatsoever. And that is, I forgot to use my TM. Like, I got that bulldoze TM last time, and I forgot to use it. And that's why I'm not fucking talking about Kate Mitchell, because I can't verify any of it. And the people who are saying these things are not trustworthy sources that to the point where I would trust them without sources. That is why that's not trust. And also, in general, I'm trying to do literary criticism, not fucking fandom drama bullshit. I just... The Homestuck fandom kind of fucking sucks, and that's a big theme in the Homestuck 2 video, because I do talk about, yeah, this got canceled because people just sent the people who worked on it so many death threats that none of them felt safe working on it, and they decided to leave. And, like, the thing that just fucking infuriates me is I saw, like, a Reddit thread that was made when I double-checked, like, that's why the comic was canceled. I was trying to find, like, Hussey's original Patreon post about it, which is why it got canceled. And what I found was a lot of people reacting to comic canceled because fans couldn't stop sending death threats. A lot of them being like, well, obviously sending death threats is bad, but if they didn't want to be sent death threats, they shouldn't have written a bad comic. And like, shut the fuck up. Like, nope, you go in jail. You go in fandom jail. You're not allowed to post anymore. Shut the fuck up. You have a completely fucking broken moral compass. Don't send people death threats because they made something that was mildly mediocre. Like, it's not even... Like, people act like Homestuck 2 is fucking Birth of a Nation. Like, it's the worst piece of art ever made. That it is, like, spit in your face, bigoted, hateful. And that's not the comic at all. The comic is bad because it's kind of dull. And I think a lot of that is because the epilogues were in your face. Like, they had talented enough writers that they could get away with being in your face and insult the audience because they had a good story underneath. But Homestuck 2 is just boring. It's not in your face at fucking all, except for the Iphany scene, which I will talk about later. I don't like this dungeons puzzles very much because you can't fucking tell when you're allowed to actually push one of these things, which is annoying. But, like, yeah, like... Homestuck 2 shouldn't have been canceled because of death threats, and the fact that it was is just completely unacceptable. It's a stain on the history of the Homestuck fandom, and just so many people just responded to, we are canceling this because we don't feel safe working on it because you keep threatening to murder us, with, well, if you didn't want to get death threats, you shouldn't have been a shitty writer. You should have made something that was better, and then I wouldn't have then I wouldn't have threatened to break into your home and slit your throat while you were sleeping. Like, really, it's your fault, not my fault. I have nothing to think about. I have done nothing wrong by threatening to murder you because you made a comic that was slightly mediocre. Like, oh God, so many fucking people like that. It's just utterly fucking disgusting. The response of, well, if they didn't want death threats, they shouldn't have read something that was mediocre. And also people in that thread like, actually, this is Really Hussey's fault, because Hussey just like threw these people to us. If Hussey had said don't send death threats, then we wouldn't have sent death threats. It's Hussey's fault. It's not the fault of the Homestuck fandom being toxic. It's the fault of Hussey for not saying don't send death threats. Like, how are we supposed to know that threatening to kill people is bad? Pfft, what a fucking... It's just fucking ridiculous, you know? And the other thing that was infuriating in the thread, there was a lot of people who were really pissed that in that thread about Hussey, that was written by Hussey, the original Patreon post, when Homestuck 2 was canceled, Hussey says, talking about, we are canceling this comic because of the death threats, because of the constant harassment and abuse. And someone saying, oh, this fucking narcissist, again, like, you're talking about this comic and not talking about all of its flaws. Like, why aren't you talking about how the comic should have been canceled for being bad in this post? About why in this post where you're talking about how people you care about are no longer feel safe in their homes because people kept threatening to murder them. Why in that post do you keep talking about the death threats and not about why the comic was shitty and the death threats were justifiable? Hussey continues to dodge criticism by talking about the death threats when the comic was canceled for death threats, instead of talking about how those death threats were justifiable because the comic was shitty. Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. And that leads, in the video, the segment on Homestuck 2 leads into the segment on Taking Back Canon, and that's a deliberate choice, obviously, because Taking Back Canon was born from this sort of horrific, unstoppable fan anger. And like, I start that segment, but because like Taking Back Canon, it started with a fucking Unabomber manifesto, just like talking about how much they hate Homestuck 2, and there are a few lines in it that just stuck out to me as like, oh, this is bad. Like, we have been wronged. You have been wronged. These characters have been wronged. Shut the fuck up. You've not been wronged because you thought a comic was kind of mediocre. You not liking something is not you being wronged. Grow the fuck up, you literal children who made this comic. Or actually 18-year-olds, not child, but you know what I mean. Like, just that fucking post is the start of Taking Back Canon. Like, the reason I do it after Homestuck 2 is because it's born from the, ooh, you're just giving random children pieces of gold, you strange man. They're very small nuggets if they're only worth like $50, but still. I mean, you gave 2. That's like $100 to a random child. Yeah. But yeah, there's a massive toxicity problem in Homestuck fandom. And that's a thing that this video is grappling with throughout. Although, to be fair, the conclusion is that despite the hostility problem, there's a lot of very good, very passionate people who make very good comics within the Homestuck fandom. But I did want to start it with the negative first, because you gotta talk about it and not just dodge the fucking problem and pretend it doesn't exist. Pretend there is no hostility towards creators. Pretend the Homestuck fandom doesn't have a problem with sending constant fucking death threats. No, why'd I do that? Because of the lag. No. And I thought this was the game where they made Repel's auto do again. Was that Black and White 2 or X and Y that established that? I don't remember. I'm just going through Chargestone and Cave today. And this week I'm going to do Taking Back Canon, and I'm going to do Home Slice, which is like way later in the video, but it was a shorter segment, and it fit together. Like, I split this video up into half-an-hour parts to work on 1 week at a time, and that's how it worked out well. And like, Taking Back Canon was less than half an hour, and Home Slice was less than half an hour, so I'm doing them together. I'm also doing the same thing with Subscript and Mr. Tambourine Man. Those are the ones that are going to go out of order. Why would that fucking... That's way... I'm all the way back at the start. Why can't I push it this direction, by the way? There's no visual indicator that you can push it that way. This cave kind of sucks, even though I know it's like the cool shit cave. There's a lot of cool Pokemon. It's a neat gimmick with the pushing around the electricity, but like, this is a badly designed area. And yes, I'm only getting this item because it got pushed back. Like, see, oh, I can't push it that way? How am I supposed to know that? Like, there's probably something I'm missing about this, but I have never understood this area. And my Cold West 1 is going great. I think I I've I've learned by this point how to make a D&D story video that is both good and done quickly. That I am proud of stylistically, and I think this one will be good. It's probably going to be the shortest of the season, just introducing the characters and the plot line of the campaign. And then in the next one is going to be a longer part, like 25-minute long part, that's going to have a bunch of things happen, a bunch of dialogue, a bunch of world building, and then I'm writing the one that comes after, which is the start of the 3-part Mafia saga, which, like, how I'm imagining, like, 13 parts for Cold West. There's gonna be 2 introducing the campaign, 3 for the Mafia arc, 3 for the mining town, free city of Las Varda arc, 2 for the Crusade, maybe 3 for the Crusade. I don't need dig, I've got bulldoze. And then 3 more for the finale, I think. I might have to change those numbers if parts run long, because this is a lot more dialogue. I got better at writing down dialogue as I took notes on this campaign this time. So it's a lot less me having to make up based on vague memories of what people said. Okay, and now we're going back. Let's just go through this cave. So life's kind of slow. January is a slow news month, and I do think this year's going to be a lot nicer than last year, because, like, part of the problem with last year is there was so much reporting on politics. Like, God, I had to go to so many political rallies and interact with Republicans. It's almost always fucking Republicans, and don't be biased as a journalist, but also have some fucking moral values that actually I think these Republican politicians that I have to deal with are fucking assholes. I don't like hanging out with these people and reporting on them, because there are people I care about who they want dead. They're trans people. Like so many of the politicians that I interviewed flat out want trans people to be rounded up and killed. One of the guys I fucking talked to last year flat out said that. So, like, don't be biased in your reporting on the country's descent into fascism, which one party is responsible for. Don't be biased when you report on how this man wants to commit genocide. Don't, leave your opinion that trans people are human beings who shouldn't be rounded up and killed by the government at the door, because, it's not your job as a reporter to be political. And how you deal with that is you just report all of his fucked up things that he said, like, just print them directly, those quotes, and then a few months later you get to talking to a nice guy who you went to church with, just very sweet man, and he says, I think I'm voting for that fascist guy you wrote about, because I think he represents my values better than the other candidate, especially the kill all the trans people thing. And then you permanently lose respect for that man that you've known for years. What the fuck is that noise outside that the mic probably didn't even pick up? I don't want to get political. Ceasefire in Gaza, which I'm so fucking hopeful for. I hope it is. I'm probably pessimistic at this point, because there's been temporary ceasefires in the past that were immediately broken by Israel, and the genocide continued. Like maybe this is the big one. Maybe like they'll let go of the dozens of Israeli hostages and the thousands of Palestinian hostages. Like they're releasing hostages at like a 50-to-1 ratio because I mean, they all know like that the international community considers that Palestinians are worth 1/50th of Israelis. Anyway, the point is I hope things are good. I hope it ends it. I'm not hopeful. Like they fucking destroyed the UNRA. They've completely devastated the country. Like even if they stop directly bombing and exterminating people, there's gonna be mass famine. There's still gonna be people dying because they've cut off aid. And I know part of the agreements is that they'll let a little aid in, but I don't fucking trust that at this point in the genocide. It's also not good. I've seen a lot of like fucking leftists there, but like, you know what? I didn't give Donald Trump enough credit. He was a great president because his existence has made the genocide end. Donald Trump, our fascist, I salute you. Shut the fuck up. Like, I don't fucking believe for a fucking second that there's some like good intention, like actual Donald Trump's a good guy about this. Like, I am so reminded of I'm very much reminded of the Iran hostage crisis, which was not even on the scale of this, but like where fucking Reagan like made a backroom deal with the Iranian government to extend the hostage crisis for a few months. And I still have had people talk to me about how Reagan was a great president because like they ended the hostage crisis as soon as he got elected because they knew that Reagan wouldn't deal with the Iranians and would be hard on them and definitely wouldn't give them a bunch of missiles. Like, no, you dumb motherfucker. Reagan did fucking treason. He extended the hostage crisis by months. And I imagine Trump, like, that is the thing that comes to mind when I hear the hostage crisis is ending right as Trump gets elected. That he made deals with Israel to give them fucking something. Can't be good. Maybe, oh, Trump just gave Israel the fucking West Bank, permission to invade it and conquer it in return for them ending their genocide right before, or admittedly putting a pause on their genocide right the day he takes office. See, Trump's a good guy. Shut the fuck up. People don't want to get political in these, but I just like, you gullible fucking morons. When someone who's been meeting, I just, the racist guy isn't like a big fan of ending genocide. I'm going to say that is a thing that I believe pretty solidly. I think it's much more likely that either he's made backroom deals that will be bad for Palestine, or that flat out he is responsible for the genocide continuing for as long as it did. Like, that's not to like try and exonerate the Biden administration. Joe Biden should be tried at the fucking Hague. But the amount of people who are like, you know what? I do agree that fascism is better than liberalism because fascism loves human rights. See, the fascist is a good guy. It's just like infuriating how goddamn gullible people are. And apparently, we're gonna end this in Chargestone Cave. How much longer is Chargestone Cave? Let me look at the map. Excuse me. Hold on. I don't know how these maps are laid out. Okay. There's a good map, and let's win this battle so I can figure it out. I'm in the basement now, I think. I'm going to switch to rumor control. This guy was going to be kind of tough, I think, because her Swanna like scares me, and Swanna's not actually that impressive of a Pokemon. I could probably just outstat and out better battle strategy with Stoutland, but like I don't have a good counter for that, and it kind of destroys half my team. Okay. Rock slide. That's better than low kick, I think. Hey, I can use that against Skyla, maybe. Who knows? So let's figure out where we are. Let's figure out where we are on the map. We're around, like, this bendy bit that is sticking out. Why can't I? Okay, we're there, and then... Or... Yeah, I'm lost. I'm lost. Okay, there's a staircase up there I can see. So we're... Okay, we're here. We are 1, 2, 3, 4. Staircase 3 goes... out of here. Okay, yeah. Still have to fight N, but I see the way through here at this point. I'm close enough. Just we have these plasma grunts, and then I can go to that exit. Yes. And there's a few trainers which I'll round up off screen because I have done enough trainer battles. I'm ending this with fighting N. I'm debating when to like put out the poll for my next video essay, which will come out in June, but it's like it'll take time to like research and write. It's gonna be a very writing intensive and research intensive video, I think. This video about bad people, which is it's gonna be a video about... I'm not even going to tell people what the video is about when they vote. I'm just going to give the themes of the video and the thesis of it first, which sounds surprising, but the subject matter for both of the video options is kind of shocking and like not something to put in a poll. It's either way, it's going to be a video about 4chan and a video about rape. Like, but which rapist and which 4chan bullshit is the question. Still going through The Simpsons, and like I've reached like season 28 by this point. Like an hour ago, I watched the movie where the one where they moved to Boston, and like yeah, we're getting into late seasons. Yeah, Harry Shearer and Julie Kavner are starting to show their age in their voices. What is it, 6 seasons ahead of this? Oh God, we're on the point where we are in the point of Simpsons made after Trump was elected. Jesus. I need to use healing items on my Pokemon. Like, and then I'll be done with the show. And anyway, the problem with like later Simpsons is it's not that it's bad. There's been some solid episodes. Like, I usually get a few laughs per episode. It's just that they aren't the laugh factories that the show used to be, and they all just kind of blend together, which hurts the show. Like, there's probably good episodes, or at least good gags, but I don't remember them. And the duds become a lot more evenly distributed. Do I not have an Awakening? I don't even have a Fates. Get it? Like Fire Emblem? Wait, berries, cherry, no, Chesto, Resto. Okay, almost done with this dungeon. It's a long dungeon. I miss proper dungeons in Pokemon. They got bad for a while. Like, honestly, like Scarlet and Violet, like, they brought back dungeons, but they're like so big and complicated that they don't even like feel like dungeons, you know? Like, I don't even know about Scarlet and Violet. I've only played it once. Maybe I should go back to it. Oh, N's down in the bottom, and they'll only let me through if I beat up N, according to this map. So actually, I think I'll end this here without beating N after I take out this trainer. And then we'll continue this next week, and we'll arrive at LaGuardia, and... I don't know who the guy, like, was it Eagleworld or something, like, that JFK used to be named after? Imagine, like, wow, we are naming this airport in your honor, sir. You're a great man. So you get an airport named after. Oh, I'm sorry, we're taking it away. What? The airport? It's no longer named after you. JFK. Yeah, the Cuban Missile Crisis guy. He got shot in the head, so now everyone likes him. So it's no longer named after you, Mr. Eaglewald. This is bullshit. Yeah, well, that's how it goes.